Most drivers don't realize this, but engines hold grudges. Everyday habits like stomping the gas aren't just bad, they're brutal. Over time, these little mistakes can cause big damage. Skipping maintenance. We're diving into 9 habits that stress your engine. Each one might sound harmless, but the damage adds up fast. The good news: you can avoid them easily. Stick around until the end, and I'll even share a bonus tip. It's simple, effective, and could save your engine's life. Habit number 1: running a motor low on oil, or no oil at all. When oil levels get too low, parts of the engine don't get enough lubrication. This causes excessive wear and can shorten the engine's life. As oil runs lower, the engine starts to overheat. If the oil reaches a critical temperature, it loses its ability to lubricate properly. That's when things get dangerous. The engine temperature spikes, and in worst-case scenarios, the metal parts inside may weld together. At that point, your engine is finished. Habit number 2: constant low RPM driving. Driving at low RPMs all the time, known as lugging the engine, can be surprisingly rough on it. When you're driving at low RPMs, especially with a heavy load, the engine doesn't get enough oil, coolant, or airflow to keep things cool and lubricated. That's because the oil pump, water pump, and cooling fan all slow down at lower RPMs. With less oil pressure and slower coolant flow, engine bearings don't stay as protected, and heat starts to build up. Now, if you're in stop-and-go traffic, a little low RPM driving isn't a big deal. Modern engines can handle it. Habit number 3: excessive engine braking. One big risk with engine braking is over-revving. Downshifting into too low a gear for your speed makes the engine spin faster than it should, which can cause serious damage, like floating a valve or even causing a piston to hit the valve, just like a timing belt failure, but faster. Another issue is excessive wear on your transmission synchronizers. Constantly downshifting to slow down puts more stress on the synchros than upshifting. It's better to downshift once and stay in that gear as you slow down instead of shifting down again and again. Rev matching can help a bit, but brakes are still the better option for regular slowing and stopping. Engine braking works well on long downhills to control speed, but for everyday driving, use your brakes. They're cheaper and easier to replace than engine parts. If you find this video useful and want to see more, please like and subscribe. Now, let's move on. Habit number 4: revving a cold engine. Revving a cold engine can cause a lot of damage if it hasn't had a chance to warm up first. When the engine is cold, the oil inside is also cold and thick, meaning it doesn't move as smoothly or reach all the parts that need lubrication. If you rev the engine too soon, key parts like pistons and bearings won't get the lubrication they need, leading to extra wear or even serious failure. A common mistake is assuming the engine is warm enough based on the temperature gauge. But here's the thing: oil heats up more slowly than coolant. Even if the coolant is warm, the oil might still be too thick to protect the engine. It'll save you from expensive repairs and keep things running smoothly. Habit number 5: high gear acceleration. Accelerating hard in high gear or frequently pushing RPMs too high can wear down your engine quickly. If you floor it once in a while, that's fine. Cars are built to handle some bursts of power. But constantly driving with the pedal to the floor puts extra stress on parts like the crankshaft bearings, which can lead to premature wear and failure. Modern engines have electronic limiters to prevent over-revving, but that doesn't mean repeated high RPM driving is harmless. Habit number 6: ignoring fluid leaks. Every type of leak has its risks, and none should be ignored. A coolant leak can cause the engine to overheat and fail. An oil leak can damage your engine and even start a fire if it drips onto a hot surface like the exhaust. A brake fluid leak is even worse. It reduces your ability to stop, creating a major safety hazard. A transmission fluid leak can lead to major transmission damage. Even a small leak that just dirties your driveway can turn into something much bigger and more expensive if left unchecked. If you notice a leak, don't wait. Get it checked by a mechanic before it leads to total engine failure. Habit number 7: ignoring overheating. Heat is an engine's worst enemy. It can warp cylinder heads, cause oil burning, misfires, and power loss. A major overheating issue can even lead to a blown head gasket, which mixes coolant and oil, severely damaging the engine. If you see thick white smoke from the exhaust, that's a sign of this problem. A moderate overheat may cause coolant to boil over, while a severe overheat can seize the engine entirely. If your engine starts to overheat, pull over immediately and get the car towed. Even a short drive could be the difference between a minor repair and a complete engine rebuild. Habit number 8. Driving through standing water. Driving through standing water is one of the fastest ways to ruin an engine, especially if it's deep enough to reach the air intake. If water enters the intake, it floods the engine and causes it to shut down immediately. Unlike fuel, water doesn't compress, which means it can break internal engine parts when forced into the combustion chamber. Some off-road vehicles have raised air intakes, known as snorkels, to prevent this. If water gets inside, you'll need to dry the engine and change the oil before it can run again. Habit number 9. Skipping regular maintenance. If you delay oil changes, the oil thins out and turns into sludge, which can't lubricate properly. Over time, this can lead to excessive engine wear, overheating, or even total failure. The same goes for transmission oil. If it's not changed, the transmission can overheat and fail. Keeping up with routine maintenance like oil changes and fluid checks prevents expensive repairs and extends the life of your car. Bonus tip: can an oil additive save your engine? Here's a secret most drivers don't know. Adding an oil additive can work wonders for your engine. 1. Wear protection. 2. Fuel efficiency. Final thoughts. Your engine is the heart of your car. Avoiding these bad habits can save you thousands in repairs and extend your car's lifespan. Treat it well, and you'll enjoy. 1. Better fuel efficiency. 2. Fewer breakdowns. Want to level up your car knowledge? Comment if you liked the video. Click here and subscribe for more information about cars. Click here to check it out now.